Hi everybody, how's it going? Welcome to my iPhone review vlog. Now, this is not my first iPhone and definitely won't be my last. Being a fan of Apple since inception and never get hold of any Android phone literally, what I think the most iPhone does is just focus on software and camera upgrades. And chipset wise, although they mentioned about something bionic, still the performance is controlled by the software over time. And they kind of force their customers to change new iPhone every 2 years. Why do I say so? Well, you feel a sense of lag when it is time to upgrade to a new firmware. Not the first time I've experienced such, but overall, it's a forced buy to be exact. Now, iPhone 14 is nothing fancy as compared to its predecessors. Features like the 5Gs, eSIM, high megapixels cameras, extended battery life is already pretty common for other rival brands. Apple has been enhancing their photography and videography features and components in the span of like 5 to 8 years. And ever since iPhone 6 Plus, there were no significant changes to the physical look of the phone itself. Past, I'm actually envisioning Apple could come up with something out of the sci-fi, like a translucent screen operated by a terminal just below the toggle, which I think is a breakthrough. The wow factor from Apple these days no longer excites its fanboy throughout the year. I miss Steve Jobs really. Dynamic Island is iPhone 14's prominent feature, with interactive application icons animating on top, accept better toggle controls on any iOS games in the future. Though there are nothing fancy apart from getting MacBook's dynamic touch bar on the iPhone, this feature is conclusively an interactive perspective between the user and the phone. The iPhone 14 is running on a 16 Bionic chipset, which is running on 5-core graphics, similar to iPhone 13. One compelling extra feature is the SOS message transmissions via the satellite. In other words, it can sense danger that is already happening and send SOS messages to your loved ones. Pretty limited to the customers in the US and Canada. The battery life usually can last up to 1 day without charging for personal experience. If you compare between the iPhone 13 latest phone is running on 4323 mAh, while the iPhone 13 is 4352 mAh, a drop of 29 milliamp hours, but fast charging can go up to 50% in 30 minutes through a 15 watts MagSafe fast charging, which I think is pretty impressive to cover your application usage for the rest of the day. Memory wise, I prefer a 256 GB with iCloud storage, taking care of my photo album. In terms of cost, I just paid a whopping $700 with a 24 months contract, contributing just $90 to the telco monthly. This is actually not too bad if you consider purchasing the phone at half the price. You need it, but why? Apple have been doing R&D on their camera technology since iPhone 6 Plus, and you can see a significant amount of difference throughout the time. Personally, I feel that the zoom feature is underperformed if you're comparing to the other brands who have mastered these zooming capabilities in the early days. Not complaining about the latest iPhone 14 to have cinematic features and provide shot-proof and less jerking footage, which is a plus. Capturing the photos in the dark have improved significantly as the aperture used f1.78 at 24mm. What I don't like about the features is the memory lock preset. I mean, the video settings tend to go back to high definition instead of 4K quality based on last used settings. If Apple intends to replace all SLRs, well, that'll take a while, but overall the camera improvements is pretty satisfying. When it comes to cinematic and wide-angle features, selfie cameras is still running on 12 megapixels and doesn't support wide-angle, which is kind of disappointing. iPhone 14 weighs about 240 grams, which is the same as iPhone 13. What's best is that you use dual eSIM on this phone, which means that you no longer require any physical SIM card to activate cellular services. Just switch your eSIM instantly under Settings, Cellular, eSIM, just like that. When it comes to the display, we're talking about 2000 nits, which is double from the iPhone 13. That's why now you can see this always on display feature on the phone, meaning that your screen will always be lit at all times and you can peep on any events throughout the day. Yeah, but of course it will consume the battery or possibly degrading the battery in the long run. Nothing fancy with the speaker, but the purple body is something that I'm keen of. Now if you ask me if it's worth to purchase iPhone 14, my answer, stick with your current iPhone model. If you're onto iPhone 13, iPhone 14 is not worth purchasing or investing. Maybe you need to wait until the next release, which is the iPhone 15. I suppose there will be another breakthrough by then. Alright, thanks for watching my vlog, and do share with me if you have any comments on iPhone 14. I'm pleased to listen. Until then, I'll see you on the next one.